Good morning. Good morning. I'm Jason Carey, and this is my morning ritual for guitar growth. And good morning, Kevin. Kevin, good morning. Hope everything's going well over there in the land of Kevin, in the land of guitar. Hope everything's going well. Oh, you got some new strings. Did the strings work out well? And did you have to do any fretboard would have been a neck adjustment, right? Because you're coming down to different string gauge. Just getting my fingernails ready. I think I might play with a pick today, but just want to get my fingernails, sort of ready, just in case. Be prepared is what Boy Scouts taught us. The Boy Scouts. Let's see, that was quite a time. Went through that with the kids, Boy and Girl Scouts. So here we go, A string. Yeah, here we go. Probably do some more touch up on the nails as I get moving along. And you're more than welcome to join me today if you'd like. And if you have your guitar with you in hand, that's even better. Even better. So, good morning. I see, my iPad's not turning on this morning, so I don't know if maybe I'm out of battery or what. We'll see if I can get that back in business or not today. Maybe I have to go grab another one. I think this is a super chill day. I'm considering tomorrow morning running over and being on the top of a mountain tomorrow morning for this morning ritual for guitar growth. And I have a friend who can't always get to those kinds of places, so he likes to see those places on the internet. And I know other people do, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow. It'll be a good, solid alpine start, though. It'll be a pretty good moment of reflection. Oh, here we go. Let's see if here we go. There we go. We're back in business here. Bear with me just one moment. Just one moment. All right. We're going to start talking about some guitar growth here. Let's start with a pick this morning. I see some new faces. B, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Good morning. Sky, good morning. Brother Smith, good morning. Jill, good morning, sister. There we go. And we'll try to keep it. I like that. Thank you, Anthony, for that reminder, that gentle reminder. And try to keep this also sort of like, guitar related if we can, the best of our ability. And it's a good forum too, if you have questions, to go ahead and address those questions here. Oh, I'm wearing a collectible shirt today. I thought I'd get this out for our friend Jill. play the Alhambra. Oh. I think so. B-driven equipment. Thank you for being here, D. If you wanted to work on that, I'd love to do a breakdown video, like a breakdown tutorial. It wouldn't be sort of like in league probably with the late great, what did he play? Did he play the Antonio de Torres guitarra? And then he, who's that famous classical guitar picker that everyone knows? What's his name? Andre Segovia. What a brilliant player. I mean, what a brilliant play, marvelous. There's so many great players on this planet, you know, we have a pile of them in this live chat, you know, and it's just a beautiful thing to be a part of, a beautiful family to be part of. So I think I was tuning, and I think I've established that I'm in tune, so we'll go ahead and start right away. With fingers 3 and 4 on 10 and 12. So 1 E and a 2, you know what to do. Nice chills, down, up, down, up. Scott, good morning, D. Once again, good morning, Raul. We've got the pros on board today, and thankful for this moment. Guitar for everyone. Some more pros just keep rolling in here. We've got Triadic, compadre, AB, Scott, and Raulio. Guitar for everyone, Anthony. Please play Knocking on Heaven's Door. Oh, yeah. I've done a few videos of Knocking on Heaven's Door. Well, listen. You can hear the bluebirds. The bluebird chicks are active this morning. So 1 E and a 2 E, fingers 2 and 3 on 10 and 12. Go. I did do Knocking on Heaven's Door on this channel, so it's definitely there. I mean, if you would like, we can incorporate that into our warm-up. I don't know, Najib, if you're, I'm probably butchering your name and I apologize, but if you're here with a guitar, let us know, and then maybe we can work out something where we all benefit and play it together, something like that. What do you think? Playing around with time is a really great thing to do. Yeah, 1 E and a 2 E and a here, fingers 1 and 2 go. Don't forget to breathe, and setting the morning intention for our morning ritual for guitar growth. I'm working on an appropriate sentiment for me, or morning prayer, or morning something for this morning's guitar ritual, and it's something to do with maybe finding good quality health and well-being through the guitar. Maybe it's just for you just want to get through this practice. And it's important for me to unlock the ease in my body by focusing on my breathing. You know, my muscle tissue isn't always, I carry we all carry sort of like, well, we all carry a certain amount of 21st century stress, don't we? You know, so it's a little bit like that, where we carry it, we wear it, so we can control some of that. We can learn to become master of a lot of that just by simply breathing. That really helps benefit our muscle tissue as we practice and engage with the instruments in the morning. Fingers 2 and 4 on frets 9 and 12. Let's check it out. 1 E and a 2. Look at those shiny strings. We're coming up on a stretch time. We'll probably stretch closer to 750. So we'll work to get these 2-finger wonders sort of under our belts. Did any of you get anything out of the unitar exercise yesterday? You know, the movable mini positions. Does that help any of you at all? Because I know when I first learned it, I thought, what is this, like remedial guitar or what? And then I put it all together and I thought, man, I've been playing the guitar all wrong my entire life up until that point, which wasn't very long, you know, probably 17, 18. But I remember that being, you know, something like maybe someone did share that with me before, but I never sort of like grabbed onto it. 1 E and a 2, let's fingers 1 and 2, or 1 and 3 on 9 and 12. Guitar for everyone, G for E, that's cool. I like that acronym, Robbie, pretty cool. 1-string exercises are awesome, I did them all day long. You've been practicing like a banshee over there, man. You guys are looking great on stage too, I gotta tell you, you guys are just killing it. So it's really cool to see that. 1 E, fret 7 and 12, 2 E ended, 1 E, fingers 1 and 4, C, E, and a go. Oh, on circle 4, very cool. Recorded a song while I'm playing and singing. It sounds awesome. I listened to the recording. Someone's got to give me another comment because the rest of Raul's comment is hidden, obfuscated by a heart on the screen. Whew, yeah, it's stretch time, and you can see the shirt. This is a really cool shirt. It's it'll be backwards for you, I think. But it's Fish's 2004. It's from Coventry, Vermont. It's a very special show, very special shirt. And this has been retired since that time because it's going to remain in a state of newness for my kids so that when they inherit it, they can throw it away. Shoot. Very nice stretch right here. Very cool stretching. Yeah, this feels super duper. So if you jump on tomorrow morning, I wanted to just say, and and I'm not here at 7:30, it means that the location I've found in the wilderness does not, I can't link up with the satellite. In which situation I'll proceed to hike to the, I'll try to leave early enough where I can figure this out ahead of time and then hike to a higher altitude if I need to. I want to try to be here at 7:30 tomorrow morning in the wilderness on top of a mountain at about 4,000 feet or something like that. Got a bunch of those around here. But if I'm not here, I will make it. I will be here. My plan is to be here at 7:30 tomorrow morning with the guitar with you right here. The only reason I wouldn't be is if I don't have that cellular service. If the basin that I'm hiking into, all of that granite could kind of act as a shield for radio frequency, some radio frequencies, or some situations where the towers are behind those peaks, I might be obfuscated from view of the tower. So bear with me, because I will likely be on, you know, it'll be 8 or 8:30, so you'll likely be on to the next parts of your day, but I'm going to make a huge effort to get this done for tomorrow. I've been waiting for the weather. Tomorrow's a good weather window. And we'll be broadcasting from the top of Mount Everest tomorrow. Good morning, Lex, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys post to Play TV, oh cool, nice, Parlor. Thanks for the heads up, Scott. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm ready to move. I run into them at the grocery store occasionally. Yeah, Fishman lives right. Fishman's a neighbor. Yeah. If I had no place to fall, but I needed to, could I count on you to lay me down? I'll never tell you no lies. I don't believe in lies.
got pretty eyes. Won't you lay me down? I've got
Man, some really good tunes out there, and really slow rollers too, you know. All right, where are we at? All right. Oh, fingers 2 and 3 and 4. Let's go ahead and do this grand stretch. This is a really great one brought to you by Anthony Tortorello. He's got a blue wrench. He's one of the 2 blue wrenches currently at this status in our channel history. And it's just, you know, he's looking to actually do something, you know, that is a little bit beyond some of the ranges of our skill sets, and that's pushing us forward a little bit. So let's try it out. We've got a nice stretch between fingers 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 on 10, 12, and 14. 1 E and 2. Here we go. I'm hearing like little, reminds me of a Frogger game when I hear a bad note, you know, the little smashed on the highway note. These fingers are doing some dancing today. Let me tell you what. We're doing some dancing today. Oh yes. Antonio, good morning. Oi. Oh, you know, that's a great song. It's on the Little Willies album. It's one of Nora Jones' covers. You know, she does a bunch on that Little Willies record. She does a bunch of tunes from like Townes Van Zandt and some of those songs that Miss Jones is just an amazing singer and musician. I think she did Horace Silver's Piece. I think, you know, she's a real musician. I mean, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many, but she's just really good. She's super, you know, and she's got a really, you know, banger of staff, you know, Campolongo, and just a lot of great players on that album, The Little Willies. And, you know, it's a reflection of the great Willie Nelson and some of the songwriters that he sings. You know, Townes and Clark and those guys. 1 and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E. Fingers 1 and 2 and 3, 10, 12, and 14. If you haven't heard that album yet and haven't fully absorbed that album, there's a lot of great repertoire on that record. The song's called No Place to Fall. You know, and they do a really killer version of Tennessee Stud on that album too. Just, it's a real barn burner. Here we go, we're going down into the depths of Fretboard. Striker Von Kelly. Good morning. These are great. These are great exercises. Yeah, and we'll probably stretch again here shortly. That does provide a little bit of A little duress for the fingers, but let's go ahead and just quickly absorb that into the system through breath. Now's a good time to say, I'm Jason Carey, and I'm here at Jason Carey Guitar, and what we're doing every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time is a morning ritual for guitar growth, and it's just a really super easy, super chill. It's not it's not cut for retention. It's not any of that. It's just one piece of guitar warm up every day. We're not recording the whole thing and re-recording it and rerunning it every day. We're actually doing new things every day. So this is a good thing for those of us who are guitar practitioners and are approaching taking something like this seriously in our lives. So if you're new here, we certainly appreciate the subscription, but even more so, we appreciate your seat time and you just being here with us and communicating during the breaks in the live chat, because there are guitar players, as you're finding out. There are guitarists from all over the world here in this live chat who are at wildly different levels of guitardom, all engaging in the same area. For some reason, this works really well for beginners, intermediate, advancing, and advanced guitar players. So what we're trying to do is just lower the barrier for entry. I know some of us, when we first start guitar, we have questions that go unanswered for a long time. Private sessions get pretty expensive. They can be prohibitively expensive for some of us. So this is just, something super easy. Low barrier for entry. And 1, 2, 3, 4. On frets 9, 10, 11, and 12, I'm using fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we're using with the picking hand down, up, down, up, down, up. So we're using alternate picks sequencing. And the pick is going to go, just a reminder, the pick is going down through the string set halfway to the next thinner string and then up through the string set. And then we go halfway to the next lower string. So we're really trying to keep our pick hand under control. Yeah, and that will pay dividends in the long run. 1 E and a 2 and a T E and a 4. Hola! Strike Von Kelly, brilliant. Looks simple, but not so. Hey, Jason. All right. Hey, Striker. Good morning. This is the same thing. I've been doing this particular warm-up. I don't want to, disenfranchise anyone or sort of, but this is something that this is a lifelong effort for me. This is part of my daily maintenance package. And, some of our daily maintenance packages are lengthier or more involved than others, so this is worth doing for me every day. And I spend an hour every day doing this. And if you only have 5 minutes to do this, that's cool too. So the trick to playing the guitar is, some of us, we think that, we think we have, I've got to play guitar for an hour today. Well, I don't really have an hour today, so I'll just play double tomorrow. And I think about that so frequently. It's like, if I don't have an hour today, what makes me think I'm going to have 2 hours tomorrow, right? So the trick is to just get with it. Set my mind up to, I'm only going to need to spend 5 minutes, and then I can get to the guitar, because I can find 5 minutes. I mean, I definitely got 5 minutes. So what usually happens when What usually happens when I sit down with a guitar, time goes by like poof, and it's gone. I've practiced for an hour before I know it. So the trick for me is just to get with the guitar, just get to it, and then the rest will take care of itself. You know, we'll develop practice routines and all that stuff as we go, I think. 2E and let's do the 4-finger stretch. 1E, 1, 2, 3, and stretch 4 up to 13. 1E and a 2E and a T and a 4E and a... Oh, Jason Bourne, you got me, man. I must have seen all of those films, I don't know, 20 times each or something, you know. I've been accompanying a pianist recently, and he plays harmony and melody on every song, so there's a lot going on. Would you try to be as simple as possible when backing that? Oh, that's a wonderful question. Comping or complementing or comping, like chord comping with a pianist. Can I ask you a question about what kind of music are you playing? Glad you like this. Thank you, Stryker. It's a really important part of my day, you know, and then once I get beyond this hour, then my body and my mind, it's warm. So the cool thing about this warm-up, the warm-up, it functions like this. For me, I just need to, you know, life is basically, when I leave here, it's on screech, and it's like, just bang, 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 and I'm back here with you. So this is my, you know, my time to get my breathing right, my breathing dialed in. My posture reminders are here for the day. And once I complete this sequence, I'm now ready, I've entered into a learning environment, and it takes me a little time to get to that learning environment sometimes. So by the time, like if you were a thru hiker on the Appalachian Trail or any of the beautiful trails on the planet, there, you know, you start to shed civilization and you start to become more aware of the natural world around you after 3 days. I think it takes about 3 days. Fortunately for us, we can start engaging in a learning environment more rapidly through warm-up. So let's take a look. 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're going to do the kickstand. I'm kicking it back to 8, 10, 11, and 12. So 1E and a 2, T, E and a 4. Thank you very kindly for that, Stryker. Marco. Good morning, Marco. To play bar chords, that's a good one. Yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, all right, so it's traditional Jewish folk music mainly. So I would play maybe just like roots and fifths, you know, maybe some color tones with the thirds, major threes and flat threes, roots fifths, or fifths and flat three, or fifths and three. That will give you some sort of like good resonances, some good ways to sort of remain resonant while, and then you can experiment with chord stabs. So like playing on the 1 or the da da or 2, 1 da 3 4 1 da da da, and then just get used to playing these meditative patterns. So we're thinking about, you know, keeping it light and simple, and you know, it's not like we want to be a jellyfish and not play anything, but it is sometimes appropriate to provide ambience. But the first thing I would do is memorize all of the charts, memorize all of the chord changes, and then just sort of try to internalize those as best we can. You know, it's okay to have charts on the stand, but if I'm getting paid for the gig, it probably is a good idea to try to memorize that stuff. It's become pretty like socially acceptable. I know this is probably going to upset some people, some of us, I mean myself included, but it's really easy just to throw the iPad on the stand and just kind of let the song scroll by. And if you're having fun doing that, why not? Why not? I mean, who cares, right? So it's not like we're going to reinvent the wheel, or it's just a respect thing, I think, for what it is you're doing. You know, are you approaching it with a level of confidence and competence that maybe it's not overnight? This is something maybe to aspire to. Are you actually approaching this like you wanted to be a professional, or is it a hobby thing? I mean, do you use charts in a live situation? I was always taught that you'd never use a chart in a live situation, especially if you're with a practiced band. But, you know, I have friends who do it. I do it. So I would just get familiar, really super familiar with the chord changes. For example, like so I might learn how to play, if the pianist is comping sort of like A or 9s or whatever, not leaving you much space. And then I'd get really good at, you know, maybe start working on just rhythmic patterns, and don't feel, you know, it's really, we can get drawn into feeling like we need to change every measure, because if I'm losing interest, the audience must definitely be losing interest, and that's not the case. The audience hasn't heard the song before, probably. So it's probably a good idea just to work on a basic maybe some really short stabs, or you can, even without changing the chord yet, maybe we can play with long durations. So think about or you can start changing rhythmically what you're doing. 1 and 2 and 3 4, 1 and 2 and 3 4, 1 and 2 and 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 and 4, and 1 2. And just become really good at understanding, like, what do you call that? Sort of like range. So if the pianist is playing sort of like up in here somewhere, maybe it's a good idea for us, out of balance and respect, to sort of play down in here somewhere, right? So this will become a really great opportunity for us to learn about triads and inversions and totally master those some guns, you know? And then if the pianist starts to come down here and then you're up here, then it's just sort of like a little bit of a balancing act. So you'll have to rely on your ears an awful lot. I think this is a great ear training expedition for you, right? This is a wonderful, wonderful ear training expedition for you. So being totally focused on every single moment, you know, being confident with your posture, your body's posture, and your mind that you can do this. Just memorize the chord changes. And hey, I know an A chord's got C, you know, A, C sharp, and E in it. And then maybe there's, you know, maybe there's another chord or whatever that we're going to, and that's got a G, a B, and a D or something, or a C minor. But just get familiar with all of the triadic approaches to guitar, because there's nothing wrong. Well, you see a pianist playing maybe like some D chords with like, or C chords with D's on the top, or you know, and then we think that we have to compete with that. And he's got 10 fingers. We only have up to 6 different notes, and that's a real chore on the guitar sometimes. We don't compete with the pianist. Like, we don't compete with each one another. We're two different instruments. We both play melody. We both play harmony. And so there's a situation, probably a pre-performance discussion that happens, you know, or post-performance discussion that happens together, the two of you, or maybe certainly with yourself. Take a few notes or something about what your successes were, what you can improve after every single performance. Note those down right away as soon as you can. Take about a half an hour to do that. And man, you'd be really well on your way to becoming an expert guitar player who comps with pianists. Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing to do, man. Good for you. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the old 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal pattern, and you know it. If you've been around, you know what's going on. But if you don't, if you haven't been around, it's a diagonal pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, and then what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Descend the position, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, and that kind of thing. 1 E and 2. Here we go. Little brown jug. Oh, pick thickness matters. Senu, good morning from Japan. Hey, good morning. Jugs, sometimes it's more difficult than. Here we go. 1 E and a 2, T E and a 4, 9 and 10, 11 and 12. 4 middle strings, same thing. So right now I'm using a 1 point, you know, maybe a 1.2 or something like that. It's one of Wiegand's picks. And he's from the Netherlands, and I'm not even sure that I'm down to my last 2 or 3, I think. But these picks work great because, you know, you can hang on to them. Right now, I'll pick it lightly, and I'll grip the pick lightly. And then I'll go ahead and thicken up, you know, really get assertive with the grip, so there's no way I'm going to drop it. And you tell me what the difference is between gripping it softly. I'm not going to tell you where I'm gripping it softly and when I'm gripping it tightly. Just use your ears, and maybe you can tell the difference, even though we're on a, you know, a sort of a clunky old microphone or whatever. So 1 E and a 2 bottom 4 strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, here we go. let's talk about that. Yeah, that's a problem. If he's not leaving you any space, that's a problem, right? You gotta have that discussion. Hey, let me go grab another pick. I'll just explain to you the differences. Hold on. All right, so here's what's going on. So here's the Wiegand, right? And these things are just amazing. Dude, I would buy these all day long. Like, I've got to do another order here pretty soon because I'm down to my last handful, I think. But they're fairly thick and they don't bend easily. But this, because of the relief of the holes punched through, when you do grip it, your flesh goes into the holes and the pick doesn't like spin around like it normally would, and it doesn't kind of like work its way out of your fingers onto the floor. These old Jim Dunlops, now this looks pretty similar, right? But you could probably see the light through it because it's really thin. And it's got a texture on it, so it's really nice to grip. This is another one of my favorite picks. But you can see the shadow through it where you couldn't on the other one. So I would hold this the same way, but this time I can feel it flexing in my fingers. I'm actually bending the pick with my thumb. You can see like it's like almost paper thin. So if I'm going to do any single note guitar lines with this, single note soloing or something like that, with this, it's going to be, you know, a challenge. It's just like I'm, you know, trying to play with a jellyfish. Do you know what I mean? But if I'm wanting to play, you know, some really cool, let's say I was hired to play, you know, rhythm guitar. I needed to track some rhythm guitar for like a Garth Brooks album or something. Or where you needed sort of that percussive, so you can hear as the pick goes through, it loads and goes through the string set. There's a different thing happening here. Same assertion of velocity, of pressure and release. Different sound. Now listen to this light pick. Completely different sound. Completely different sound. So if I'm hired to play a, you know, an acoustic backup line, that makes sense to do that, right? So that's kind of why I would use a thin pick, and I almost never use a thin pick unless I'm doing like tracking acoustic rhythm guitar. That needs to be rhythmically stable, steady. I can really hammer on it, but the pick will be more forgiving, right? This is just, you know, this is high octane. This is definitely transferring energy more efficiently and effectively and deliberately to the string set, and in turn to the top of the guitar, and in turn through the sides and to the back of the guitar. So big difference in tone, right? So yeah, pick makes a huge difference, and huge stuff there. So monumental. So what are we doing? let's see what's going on. Let me check a couple of the comments here. I've been trying out a thumb pick and it felt crazy the first time. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get used to that, doesn't it? All right, let's take a look at this. Softer pick, 12 string. Yep, makes sense. Love it. Love it. I think I would here's how I might approach a conversation with your pianist. Like, we could say, hey, you could say, hey, this is what I've been listening to. This is the repertoire I've absorbed, and then give him some or her some of that stuff. Or maybe you could approach it like, hey, I'm really wanting to find a place in the frequency range here. So, you know, I was thinking like when you're playing like right hand voices with maybe if your left hand is laying out, maybe there's no bass. Maybe I can play some triadic stuff down there to support and complement what you're doing if you leave me the space. But I've got to have space, otherwise I don't need to be here, right? There's no, unless you've got a smoking hot headshot, man, there will be no need for you to be there, right? So, but you're Justin, and you've got a smoking hot headshot, so maybe they're just paying you for your looks, man. That could be the case. Happens to me a lot. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at, since we're talking on the pick and we're sort of like talking about comping, let's just take a look at what happens if I'm playing just the G chord. I'm not really sort of like looking at playing the G chord. I've got to do some comping here. And this speaks a little bit to Kevin's rhythmic displacement. So there's this really cool, and a little bit to Jill's like, there's some harmonic stuff going on here. So instead of playing G, and instead of I don't need to kind of keep going. I'm secure enough in who I am as a person, and I'm secure enough with my rhythmic capabilities that I know I don't need to play anything unless I feel like it needs to be played, right? 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. I just need to know where I am in the measure at all times. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Maybe we can approach, maybe we start working on upper and lower neighbor tones. And then maybe there's a time when we start working on maybe just chopping out full quarter notes. The question is, do you have a bass player in the band? just opens up. You know, there's a lot that we can do with parallel chords where we don't even have to change the quality chords. So in a lot of folk music, we're using just sort of major voices. So we could use root voicings or voicings that don't involve the root, depending on whether we have a bass player or not. You know, whatever you wanted to do, but I would really focus on being as simple as I possibly could. That feels really good to be in a position to do that, but I know all of us sort of like feel the same way when sort of coming from the perspective of a guitarist that doesn't want, oh, Sasaki Chief, good morning. Hey, wow, hey, you've got a $5 here. That's very cool. Thank you so much for that. You know what? Every little bit of that kind of thing helps us keep the lights on. And you know what they say? You can't change the world if you can't keep the lights on, right? That's a true story. Whatever the light is, if it's a light and you're burning electricity in your house, or if you're burning electricity, you know, in your viewership or whatever it is. But if you can't keep that light going, kind of out of business. Do you know what I mean? So thank you very much for that. We really appreciate that here, all of us, I think. Anthony, all right, taking off. Man, see you later. Thank you very much, Anthony, for being such a wonderful part of this live chat and inspiring others to, you know, as torchbearers. So thank you very much. And Kevin, have a great day, everybody. Until tomorrow. Thanks, Jason, and thanks, Kevin, for being here. And I hope you're having a fun time. And I hope you all are having a fun time. And just email me if you have questions. You can reach me at jason@jasoncareyguitar.com, and you can ask me any questions you'd like relating to the guitar, of course, or music in general, or accompanying. Like, I love to hear and think about those moments where the rubber actually meets the road. So those are always welcome, so don't hesitate to hit me up with your questions and concerns. And you know, strategies for success are very important, and to keep on, you know, keep on keeping on, and blah blah blah. Tomorrow from a mountaintop. That's the word on the street. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping it works out. And until yeah, it's going to be fun. It'll be a breathtaking experience. So 1 and 2, and you know what to do. Happy day, guys. Till we meet again tomorrow.